What's up, YouTube? Kind of a knife review for you guys today, and I know I haven't made a video in a very long time. I've been busy. I'm in another house again, so I'm gonna try and start making more videos. Hopefully I'll get a real camera instead of having to use my phone, and then I'll start making more real videos. Like, I'll have a lot, like, I'll try to have one out every 2 weeks, depending on my schedule. But today we're gonna be reviewing, guess which one? Is it the Bradley? Is it the Leatherman? Is it the Becker? Or is it the CRKT? Today we're going to be reviewing the CRKT, as you can guess by the title. But the reason I have all these other knives out is for comparison. And this is the CRKT M16 04Z. You can see it right there on the blade, sort of. Kit Carson design, and I'll put the specs in the description because I don't have them memorized offhand, but this knife is about overall length of 9 inches, I believe. I believe the handle is 4 inches, 5, and the blade is about 4¼ inch or something, and it's obviously a Tanto point, and very sharp knife, very, very sharp. Now, you may notice the blade is a little weird there. Let's see if I can get a good reflection. It's a little messed up, and the reason for that is partially use, mostly because this knife was not brand new to me. This is actually a birthday present. My dad found it in the desert in 29 Palms when he was out there. So, he brought it back. So it's probably been ran over by some stuff, like trucks or I don't know. I'm just going to assume that it's been through a little bit of heavy use if it was found in the middle of a desert. But yeah, we have the Zytel, I believe, handles. The pocket clip, you can carry it on either side. Tip up or tip down carry, depending on whatever suits you. I would carry it, I believe it's tip down, or tip up, but I don't have the screwdrivers for these, because these are, in fact, a little star nuts. And right here it says Taiwan, so we know that's made. On the other side of the blade, just the CRKT logo. We have a thumb stud, jimping right here, which is good. I like it. It's useful if you're choking up like that. But if you can't really get up high because you can cut yourself on this right here. But if you really wanted to get up high in there for some carving, there's no jimping there on the back. You could add it yourself, I suppose, if you know how. But that's not a risk I'm going to take. I'm happy with how it is. The pocket clip is very loose, and I'd assume it was black when it was brand new, but because right here the color is still there and up here as well. But I'm going to assume all this wore off. I am missing a few screws, but that's easily fixable. There's a little bit of rust, but only down here on the linings of the knife, not the blade itself. And I'll tell you what, this is a really sharp knife. I've only sharpened it a few times. Great for cutting just about anything. I haven't really tested it out on wood. But, overall very sharp knife. You can cut paper. When it's factory sharp, you can give it a little touch up. Sorry about that. But give it a little touch up. Factory sharp knife. I'd assume it cuts through anything. I know I say that a lot. But very sharp knife. I would recommend this. I think it runs about $60 brand new. Maybe less if you find it on some other websites. Not sure. I'll link the official CRKT website and then Blade Play as well. But I think it's around $50 to $60 brand new, and it's well worth it. Obviously, this knife is a little bit older because it wasn't brand new to me. I got it last year, so whoever had it for a while, because it's all dinged up everywhere. There's little, can't really see. I'll work on some lighting. I have a lamp that I could use. Forgot to set it up. But right about there, there's a little nick in the spine of the blade, and but it's very durable. I've dropped this multiple times. Sorry, it wasn't even in the frame there. I've dropped this multiple times, used it, not abused it, but it's gotten wet, you know, throwing them out inside a backpack, whatnot. Like, when I go out running, I take a camelback, and then I also put this in one of the pouches, because I always have a knife on me, whenever I can. And it's a very durable knife. It's quite large. I'll compare it to the Leatherman right now. I'll show you guys the length on that. It's about, I don't know, maybe hand. The Leatherman is about an inch shorter, I'd say, on the handle side, and then for the blade portion, it's about the same size. Yeah, I'd say. So this is about the length of the blade, and as I said, Tanto blade, considerably thick for a pocket knife. Also, this flipper right here is great. I love it. I think you get a faster, or I don't know if this matters, but you get a louder click when you use the thumb stub, but I just use the flipper on the back. It's more convenient for me. I can deploy it faster, and that's what counts. Another feature on this knife that CRKT, sorry, is the little safety right here, and that's indicated by the red dot. And how this works, you pull the safety lever, and in here, let's see if you can see that little moving contraption right there. That is stopping the liner lock from closing when it's opened, when the knife is open. So you'd pull the safety back, and then push the liner lock over, and there you go. You got yourself a closed knife. But again, we'll compare it to a Bradley Kimura. This is the 5, I believe. There's a handle length about the same, and then I'll compare it to the blade. Bradley's obviously larger, and now I'll open this one up and compare the full overall length. Just get it lined up for you guys. And they're about equal, I think. A little bit longer on here, but overall equal. And then again, so it's about 9 inches, I believe. And then I'll compare it to one of my newest knives. This is the Becker BK2 that I got for Christmas. I believe this is also around $50 too. My main issue with this knife is the sheath. I'll review this later, but the sheath is absolutely terrible. It dulls the knife each time you insert it and remove it. So make your own, you know, buy a leather one, buy a Kydex one, anything but this sheath. I will give it the benefit of having multiple attachment points here, and you can also take this off if you want to attach a different lock. But that's about the only positive thing, is that it has multiple attachment points. But the sheath sucks. This right here is a little bit too, can be in the way if you're trying to go tactical, but if you're trying to go tactical, this isn't your knife. But let's see, I'll take it out of the sheath real quick. This is hard with one hand, so bear with me for a second. Alright, so out of the sheath, you can see the BK2 is obviously larger because it's a fixed blade knife, but only by about an inch. As I said, I'll put the official measurements for this in the description. I have a nice little lanyard right here. The pommel on this is fantastic. I love that. And then there is really no pommel on here, but it's a good little edge. It's a little blunt striking tool. I mean, if you're really using this for self-defense, and a knife for self-defense, then you probably want to go a slightly different route. But this is a great knife for everything, every purpose you can imagine. Big enough to be a self-defense knife, you know, light enough and durable enough to be a utility knife. It's overall great. The only thing that would put me back from using it like in the field is that it's a fixed blade, folding knife. If it were a fixed blade, this would be great. Obviously not as great as maybe the BK2 when you modify a little bit. Notice the blade thickness on that compared to the thickness on that. And it's just an overall great knife. I really like it. I recommend it. I'll give it a 9 stars out of 10, just because this one is a little beat up, but if it were brand new, 10 out of 10. Great knife. Airsoft Survivor Man 12, rate, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching.